So yeah, today is 2 streams in 2 days. Professional YouTubers. Today,
Yours worked.
we are. I mean, ish. I forgot to put it in the. Never mind. We are launching Mikey's new LMMS course. Now, if you were backing at early access or you're one of our lifetime students, you already had access to what he's done so far. And as far as I understand it, this is still in production, but there's enough of it there that we can now release it. So what I'm going to do, well, first, before we go into it, you might already see this on your, if you pre-ordered and you're one of our backers, you might already see this listed. You might not. It's going through now, so it might be a couple of hours. If you bought it on the Kickstarter, don't buy it again. I mean, you can if you really want to, but don't do it by mistake. If you receive a survey from Kickstarter, it's because we want to check which courses you actually backed. And yeah, that I'll hand this over to Mikey now.
Yes, so the course is being launched today, as Jan said, and it will be available for purchase for everyone. But also, on top of that, you should be getting it on your course list very, very soon. The course is called, just for reference, Beginners Making... I can't remember what the course is called. This is wonderful.
I asked Mikey earlier, because I was getting ready to do the mail shop.
Yeah.
I was like, Mikey, what's the course called? It's like, I don't know. It's
Making game music for complete beginners. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because the way that we've managed to put the different options that were on the Kickstarter on the site is through a method called bundle. We can't make bundles of bundles, and we don't want to put course data on a bundle, so the course is attached to the bundle. So there is also, which may be a little confusing for people, but just so you're aware, there's the LMMS Action RPG. And that is a bundle that Making Game Music for Complete Beginners is part of. So you should automatically be enrolled in that over the coming hours, and that's the course title you're looking for. In the course itself, we've got the basics of setting up LMMS. Now, during like the beta or the alpha period where we're constructing the course, we had in there both a Mac and a Linux installation video. I've ported the Linux video in a bit more detail and put that over on our YouTube channel where you're watching it right now. And also the Mac version's really straightforward anyway, so I've removed that. The primary reason for that is the different operating systems can act a bit differently when it comes to some of the more extended features of LMMS, like adding extra instruments in. Because the instruments actually aren't LMMS's issue, they are the developer. So whether that's Native Instruments or insert other Spitfire Audio.
Mikey's Instrumpets.
Mikey's Instrumpets doesn't exist, but should do. Because these things are all managed externally, if you try and use them on different platforms, you'll have different results. Now, I'm still looking at potentially doing a YouTube video on something like Native Instruments Contact, getting that working. It can be different on also different distributions. So Linux really brought it home that in the course itself, it'll be primarily focused on obviously just raw LMMS, and I will towards the end be using extra instruments. That won't affect you. You just pick an instrument that works on your system. And it also means that there's no dependencies on these other programs. In the course itself, I'll be showing you some of the instruments that I have picked. I say instruments because that's primarily how I use VSTs, but you can also have effects like reverb, chorus, delay, etc., all handled in LMMS. That's the first time I messed that up. And you can also have them externally as well. And there's for beginners, it doesn't really matter. Reverb is going to be pretty much reverb, chorus, etc. But as you get more into it, these other plugins by other developers are often, I don't want to necessarily say better, but often more feature rich, which can become more important as you start your musical aspiration.
Mikey,
Yeah.
Do you have a music a video we can show them?
I haven't loaded that onto.
Oh, Mikey's been so busy this week. Mikey, you should get that ready because then when the video's playing, I will officially launch the course and send out the email.
The thing is, if I click the button to set it up, it'll play whatever was there last instead of what we're currently doing.
Well, Do we have a okay? So we're not doing a sales video. Okay, Mikey, you're gonna have to recreate the sales video as an interpretive dance.
Hi. No, I'm not that cheesy. Well, what I can do is I can open it up and just play it full screen, and everybody will hear
Yeah,
me.
that's what I meant. I didn't mean go to the web page.
Well, something people could do. Bear with me a few moments. And then, because we're talking about the Kickstarter, there is a sort of a really important thing that I want to share
There is
with
a very
everybody.
important thing. Would you like me to talk about it?
Sorry, music just played, and it's the wrong blooming. So there's this setting in Resolve when you're exporting videos that you can set in and out points, and I
Yep.
found, or you can render your entire timeline. And for some reason, an in and out point was set. So when I came to rendering, I rendered out a load of videos that were 8 seconds long, and it was some random point in the video. So if I set this up here, you will see things in a second. Let's come back, share my main screen, and play. Hello everybody, and welcome to Making Game Music for Complete Beginners. Now, in this course we are going to use LMMS. It's a free and open source digital audio workstation. What does that mean? Well, it means a place where you can bring together samples and other bits of music,
Mikey.
and even compose music yourself and generate an entire game soundtrack. We're going to start right at the beginning. We're going to set up LMMS and make sure that everything is working as we expect it to, and we'll even export a little piece of music at the end. And then we'll move on to rhythm. Now, rhythm is incredibly important. It's the fundamental basis that most music is built upon. So we'll be focused on learning LMMS and also learning a little bit of theory as we go along, and we'll be putting that together to make your percussion track. And moving on from there, we'll incorporate theory as we go and as we're learning the tool of LMMS. So I look forward to seeing you in the course. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you create, what your compositions turn out like. So make sure you share them with me as we go through. See you in there. So let's hop on over into LMMS. Doesn't quite
Into
work.
LMMS. Okay, so I have pressed publish on the course. So if you haven't pre-ordered the course, you should now be able to do that. If you have, it should already be showing up either already or in the next couple of hours on your Teachable account. As usual, if for some reason we've got the address you've got for Kickstarter, which is the one it gives us, and you
Yep.
want it with another one, contact us through Discord is the easiest way, or through Kickstarter, and we'll fix it for you.
Yep.
Yes, that was all the things.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is an LMS course in production that you can now buy, and it's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really the only issue that we have moving from Kickstarter is some people have used a different email address on Kickstarter than they're using on our site. So that should hopefully be just resolved with you sending us through a message. So there we go. The other thing is the action RPG itself. Yep.
So, as some of you know, most of you know, some of you know, a few of you know, nobody knows. You can still back towards stretch goals is open till the end of the month, and today is November the 29th, and there are 30 days in November. We just, as of yesterday, passed the next stretch goal, or I guess now it's the last stretch goal, the most recent stretch goal. And this
Yes.
one is called Make Mikey Cry. No, it's called Character Creation with an extra asset pack of NPCs. My face is all bright now. Character Design and Creation course, a rigging and animating characters course, implementing dodging and rolling. That's me. Character customization. That's me. And equipping armor and clothing, which I guess is both of us, because there's going to be a blender aspect to that as well.
Yes, there will be. I've just realised that, I was restarting my computer to try and get everything working. I never got round to clicking the publish button on the website. So the next stretch goal is quite a way away.
Are you going to dare them to raise $2,000 in 24 hours? Is that really where you're going right now? Hello,
No,
Gerard.
but I thought it would be fair to let people know that the next stretch goal is an unlikely target to be able to be hit in the next 24 and a bit hours. Because
Yes, although I do remember the last time we said that, someone did back a suspiciously large amount of money to get us over a stretch goal. So
which I love.
don't spend money, don't have.
That was very kind.
That was incredible.
Yes.
Yep.
But the next stretch goal, I will mention it. It's Off We Go on a Quest with asset pack add-on with towns and villages, more games soundtrack, and then we've got creating a questing system, creating a story, dialogue systems, building your kingdom, and traps and triggers. So there's a lot in that, and it's a far away. If you have a look on the website at the moment, you will see that I haven't even put the figure in. I've just gone pounds lots.
Nice.
But yeah, fantastic.
Excellent work.
I'm really looking forward to diving into the characters. In fact, I'm going to be having a chat with Paul, who's doing the concept art with us, and we'll be talking about the character concepting with him shortly as well. So it'd be amazing to be able to sit down and actually design a character from scratch, bring it over into Blender, and actually start making that, which would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the whole journey. I mean, just from concept art through sketch, model, tweak, rig, texture. Well, we're not doing proper texturing, but apply material.
But applying those materials really help, yes.
And then over into coding, animate, control, code, AI, if they're AI. I mean, there's a lot there.
Yeah. I mean, just bringing it all together. Now, obviously, what this will do is move some things further down the line, because obviously character creation, I'm going to be working on that anyway with Jan to actually bring a character into Godot. So I'm going to bring in the character creation much sooner than I was going to, so that we've got the character ready to play around with. And that's
I mean, this is part of why we needed that gap, right? It's because there's a bunch of assets and asset packs we have to get ready before we can actually start making the coding course. We learned that beforehand.
Yes, we definitely want to be in a position. So with Godot Getaway, we were in this absolutely amazing position that we were ready to create a game, but the timing was such that I was creating Blender assets. Jan had all the sort of like placeholder assets. And so the coding course ended up with a ton of placeholder assets, which isn't a problem.
It felt great, and then I saw the final Blender assets. It's like, oh, I should have waited.
But yeah, we want to try to avoid the majority of that this time round. So when it comes to sort of like working in the dungeon, we'll start designing things basically around how the course will be taught with the Godot, so that assets are basically ready for it. And I think Jan and I will sit down after the stream and actually go through some of those options and try and work out where these things are going to slot in properly.